right, y'all. I am back once again. It's the Be More Show. Look, training camp just in time for the end or close to the end of the first week of training camp, and I mean this time of year. This time of year is when you get excited, right? Ravens excited. I can hear in the background. Ravens excited. I'm excited. This time of year is when you get excited for football again, right? This time of year is when you start to get the chills all over again. Okay, the football chills, of course. The football chills, of course. But look, y'all. We got to talk about this. So I'm very excited. I want to know down below. I'm just gonna be with y'all for not too long, but I just wanted to check in, see how y'all was feeling after week 1 of training camp. And for me, let me know down below what you think. But for me, right? For me, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And the reason that I'm so excited going into training camp, going into this season, it's like we talked about before. The Ravens are this close to being where they want to be. The Ravens just got to get out of the Ravens' way. But let's talk about training camp. All right, we're not going to talk too much about the past right now. If it comes up in the little bit that I talk about today, then it will. But we're not going to talk about too much. But I do want to mention. I do want to mention a couple of things that I'm very excited for. First things first, can we give a shout out to Tyler Loop? Okay, because I think it was mini camp. Tyler Lupa came in and he was struggling. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody had made mention of the struggles that Tyler Lupa was having. And I was a little concerned. Honestly, like I came into this video before I really looked into some of the other things. And I came into this video wanting to address that as a potential concern. But after today, and Tyler Loop and there's another undrafted he was an undrafted free agent that also was signed to be a kicker for the Ravens. John Holland. Both of these guys went absolutely perfect, and it makes you feel a little bit better about that department, right? About that department of the Ravens that's been so consistent for so long. It makes you feel a little bit better about it when you see this right here. Shout out to Kevin Ostracker, KO. Shout out to him. Look, man. It's just nice to see, right? It's nice to see. Shout out to everybody out there doing the work out there on the field of Ravens training camp, keeping us up to date. But look, to see Tyler Loop going 10 for 10, including a 63-yarder, and see John Holland going 9 for 9 on day 2, you feel good about that, right? You feel like that even though there were some struggles initially, even though there were some things that may cause a little bit of concern, and the shoes you have to feel. Like we have to be honest about that too. That's an extra layer of pressure that we're never gonna really talk about is the shoes you have to feel. But to see Tyler Loop doing his thing, and even John, not Holland, Hoyland, I'm used to it being Holland, John Hoyland doing his thing, you got to be excited about what's to come for the special teams unit. And I know, it's kind of the most boring aspect of it, right? That's kind of the most boring aspect of it. But let's talk about the offense a little bit. Look, y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited for this offense. I'm gonna talk about the defense here in a minute. Or should I talk about the defense first? Let me talk about the defense first. All right, let me talk about the defense first because the offense got me really excited. Let me talk about the defense first, though. I believe I'm gonna put this on record right now. Really, way too early, probably too hype off of training camp footage, and just my imagination here. I think Mike Green will become an elite pass rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. All right, can y'all want to know why? Y'all want to know why I feel this way? Y'all want to know why I'm in this type of mood today, right? Do y'all want to know why? Because Mike Green, number one, is probably the first, and I apologize for any sound plays when I try to pull this up full screen though, but Mike Green is probably the first elite pass rusher that the Ravens have drafted with the specific purpose of being that in so long. We can't forget Odafe Owe is not an elite pass rusher in skill set, right? Odafe Owe was a project, right? Odafe Owe was a project that we drafted so high that the hope was he would be an elite pass rusher. I don't think he ever turned out to be that, but I think with Mike Green on the fray, we don't have to worry with Mike Green on the fray, and even Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy has shown to be a pretty good pass rusher too, especially with the way that Zach Orr has this defense clicking, right? When they're clicking, and when this defense and this pass rush is clicking, it's been really good for us as of lately. And I know there's of course a lot of depth in that room, right? In that pass rush room with Tavius Robinson, guys like that, right? Like, of course, you got Odafe Oweh. Let's see what Adisa Isaac does if he can stay healthy too. Like, you have some excitement there. There's honestly some real excitement in the pass rush room this season for the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm very excited for it. I don't know about y'all. I know for me, I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see an elite pass rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. And I hope that Mike Green can be that. I'm just giving a bold prediction. I'm throwing it out there for y'all. Feel free to not catch my Hail Mary if you don't want to, but I'm excited. I'm getting probably way too excited, way too early. And that's okay, because that's what training camp's for. Training camp is for me to get way too excited, way too early about things I shouldn't get excited for. Okay. Odafe Oweh, I think they figured out the best way to use him. Right? I think they figured out the best way to use Odafe Oweh. Use him as a project guy. Let him be fast. Let him be agile. Let him do his movement thing. Maybe not that slow, but right. Let him do his thing, right? I think I've talked about this before. I think the Ravens have to live and die by the sword that they want to live and die on. And if the Ravens are going to keep picking these guys who are kind of project guys, they're going to keep picking these guys who can play in different positions, it's okay to double down on that and let them play at these different positions. So I think I'm excited to see what Oweh does this year too, because honestly, I mean, I saw Ojabo was out there, but I don't trust Ojabo as far as I can throw Ojabo. And that's a big man. So look, I don't trust Ojabo for the simple fact of I don't know if he can stay healthy yet. I mean, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if he's gonna stay healthy, and I'm not gonna put a lot of stock in Ojabo staying healthy when he's a healthy scratch last year. I'm excited because and shout out to AJ Gersh who had that video that we just mentioned. Shout out to him out there doing the work from Fox Baltimore. And look, I gotta mention this. And he mentioned it. He said, it's showing, right? What Odafe Oweh being in a contract year is showing. It's telling, right? He's starting to find his way. He's starting to. Last year we saw good things from him, and he's starting to really do some things. 15 pounds bigger. I think it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I've talked about this before. 15 pounds bigger for Odafe Oweh did not help him previously, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I will say, I am very excited to see what Odafe Oweh does this season. I think Odafe Oweh, I think Mike Green, and I mean, you can sprinkle a David Ojabo in there too, but really Calvin Oweh, I think those three guys are going to be kind of the Swiss Army knife that the Ravens need on defense. Now let's talk about the offense real quick. Look, this is supposed to be quick. I'm just supposed to be hanging out with y'all for 2 seconds. What's up, Sports Mind Media? Shout out to you for coming by, hanging out with us for the live stream. Look, the offense now. This where the excitement come in. Now I know I should be excited about the defense and stuff like that, but look, man, look. This offense right here. I forgot real quick. Let me pivot back for 2 seconds. Jair Alexander, Malachi Starks, right? Heard Malachi Starks got a pick on Lamar, which is good because we know Lamar is going to protect the football. So for him to play strategic enough to get that, hey, I'm feeling good about that. But I will say, Malachi Starks, right? Malachi Starks and his ability to make plays early, his ability to make plays already, this is big. This is big, y'all. Jair Alexander, him being out there, right? Him being out there with Marlo and those guys, right? Nate Wiggins and those guys. I've heard Nate is looking good too. Like, to see those guys and get the chemistry down and the communication down for them, I think that's going to be big because I mean we know we face a lot of talented receivers out here. We know we do, right? We know the Ravens, if they ain't gonna face nothing, they're gonna face some talented receivers. DK Metcalf's over there in Pittsburgh. We know what the Bengals got, and I mean even the Browns always seem to be talented. They may not have the talent on paper, but they always seem to be talented. I mean, they still got a lot of talent over there. It don't really matter. But let's talk about this offense real quick, y'all. We got to talk about this offense. Look, and I promise y'all I'm going to come back when I have a little bit more time, and I'm going to definitely hit y'all up, and we're going to talk a little bit more as training camp goes along. But I don't want to give too much out too quickly right now because it's just early in training camp, and I know it's just an excuse to get excited for football. This right here, y'all. Look, I'm just gonna show y'all this picture. You know my notifications because I don't be clearing those. Okay, but y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this, and y'all gotta get excited with me. Okay, when y'all see this unit right here, I need one word down in the chat. One word down in the chat. I'm thinking legendary. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking legendary right here. This is a legendary group right here, right? You got Lamar, Derrick Henry, D Hop. It's legendary. It's a legendary right here. This is good. I like this. I like this. And I saw Bait out there. He ain't even pictured right here. Bait is not pictured. He in the caption, not pictured. I saw Bait out there hitting the back shoulder catches. Okay, look, they about to add. Look, Lamar already said he want to take it to another level. And you know, I'm sorry, y'all. All criticism aside from what the national media wants to say, when Lamar Jackson says something, you shut up and you listen, because when he say something, he gonna make sure he follow through with it, right? That's why I don't deny for a fact that a Super Bowl is in his future, but that's way down the road. That's way down the road, and I get that. But look, and I'm talking about February. Look, I'm talking about February. Okay, when I say way down the road, I ain't talking about seasons from now. I'm talking about February. Okay, look, I agree. Sports Mind Media, I agree. We gonna cook. Look, if this offense can get any better, and somebody mentioned in a comment, they said if this was D Hop in 2017, look, can we have that conversation? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. And I know I've gotten excited for the old guys before. Dez Bryant is one notable that I think about. OBJ is one notable that I think about. And I mean, they didn't live up to the hype or whatever you think that is. But D Hop in this position, because you got to remember, Dez Bryant was brought in to practically be the guy, right? OBJ was kind of brought in for the same thing, right? He was kind of brought in to be the guy, right? He was brought in to kind of mentor Bateman a little bit, to be honest with y'all. That's my opinion. But with Bateman knowing exactly what his role is and the potential with the skills to be the number one guy, right? With the potential to be the number one guy, with in skill set, I think we always gonna feel like Zay is the number one guy. But with Bateman having the skill set to be that, you got one of the best rushers of all time, two of the best rushers of all time. Let's be honest, in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and then you add D Hop to add that wrinkle that we just don't have. Not even to mention, we ain't even brought up Mark Andrews. We ain't even brought up Isaiah Likely yet. We ain't even had that conversation yet. I mean, that's a dangerous game. Look, that's a dangerous game. I agree. Look, I agree. It doesn't matter because D Hop is going to shut some people up. I mean, I agree. Look, I agree. D Hop is shutting people down. He's shutting people up. Right? He's shutting people up. The defense is going to shut people down. He's shutting people up. Okay. Look, I mean, this team got all the makings of being very, very good. Very, very good. One of the best Ravens teams in a while. If we just talk about on paper what this team got the ability to be, I mean, they definitely got the ability to be really good, right? Really good. Speaking of Isaiah Likely, look, I mean, there's talent there too. There's talent there too. It's all over the field. That's the thing. This is what we've been waiting for the Ravens for a long, long time, right? We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for all this talent to be on the field at the same time. We had that string of injuries that just decimated the Ravens for quite some time. And with health on our side, the Ravens are very dangerous. The Ravens just have to get out of their own way. Look, y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about everything about this Ravens team right now. And I know it's way too early to talk predictions, but I am excited. I am excited. Look, I'll be back very, very soon to talk more training camp. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Shout out to Sports Mind Media hanging out with us. I appreciate it. You coming by, just hanging out, having this conversation with us. But look, y'all, I got to get up out of here. I'm going to see y'all on the next episode of the Be More Show. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. All major podcasting platforms. That's where you can find the Be More Show, okay? With all your favorites. I promise you. But anyway, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Be More